I'll edit that out. Greetings, friends. It's Josh.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're here today on the Dead Tired Dads podcast, like the Ohio State University. It's the. You have to emphasize the. Which I haven't done the last couple episodes. I don't think. I think I left off the in one. So yeah. Welcome today. We are here. We're excited again for another great Friday episode.
Yes.
And couple weeks back we had an episode with our buddy Matt, and we talked about the Dead Tired Dads. What did we call it? I can't even remember.
Oh, how many Dead Tired Dads tired are you?
Yeah,
the scale.
Yeah. Yes, that word. I couldn't come up with the word because I'm a dead tired dad. That's my excuse for everything now. By the way,
it works. It works really well.
I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'm so tired. Anyway, so the scale, the Dead Tired Dad scale, and at the time I said I was like at a 4, and I have a story as to why I was a 4 on that day that I want to share. So the night before, I had been in my living room. I was watching something on TV, and I passed out on the couch at about 10 o'clock or so. I woke up at 1 a.m., and I was still very tired and very bleary-eyed, and so I got up, stumbled back to my bedroom, brushed my teeth, and climbed into bed. My head hits the pillow.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
And I could not go back to sleep.
I hate that.
It is the absolute and especially as you're tired.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like I just want to sleep. But for whatever reason your mind is like, "Oh, you've had your rest,
it was a nap. Your mind thought it was a nap.
Yeah, let's get going. Let's get rolling with things and get this let's get back going, So I was awake. So my wife has to get up really early for her job.
Yes, she does. And
so it was 1 o'clock when I climbed in bed. She left for work before I fell asleep. It was 4 a.m. and she went to work.
Got up, went to work.
And she was like, "What are you doing? Why are you awake?" And I was just like, I don't know. I can't tell you.
I wish I knew the answer.
I wish I had a good answer for you. So, it's just an absolutely miserable. I can't express how Fortunately, it was a good thing. I had the next day off.
Yeah.
That's
not where I thought the story was going, though. I was wrong. So I thought. Because you still got a little one. Your son is still young enough that waking up in the middle of the night is certainly within the realm of possibility. I thought that's where that was going. I thought you got in bed and then
well, no, and he did wake up, but that was
you were just already awake.
It was his normal thing. I was just already So and my wife was still there at the time, and so she took care of him because that's what he needs is her to, because I don't have the means to feed him.
Yep, that's true. Not equipped.
And so yeah, it was just it was just so miserable. But I got up, I did eventually fall back asleep. It was probably 4:30 or 5.
That's rough.
But I was thinking about it, and I was like when I woke up the next morning, I was like, I wasted that time. I should have been playing.
Should have played a video game.
I should have been playing video games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of trying to go back to sleep, when it's clearly not working, especially after I watched through the first TV show on my phone, I should have just been nope, this isn't happening.
At some point you just got to give up and get up. It's I think what we need to do, our body needs a reset. So at some point it's just get up, get a snack, start bedtime routine over. That's my theory.
That's your theory. I don't know. I feel like that would have just encouraged me to like
woken you up more.
Yeah, be like,
Maybe.
let's go, let's rock and roll. We can stay up for the rest of the night. You know, I'd revert back to my high school days of like trying to like of just like staying up all night, or college. You know, I got a paper to write.
Time to play Halo.
Yeah, that is actually what my I got a paper to write. Yeah, no, time to play Halo. Exactly. That's exactly exactly how college went. Actually, that's upsetting how accurate that is.
Mine was, I mean, I played Halo too, but my first attempt at college was Battlefield.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, I never got, like, and I don't know if I've talked about I'm sure I have, how, like, first-person shooters are not typically, like, the kinds of games that I really like to play. Halo and, like, GoldenEye are the exceptions.
They're good exceptions.
Yes. And I don't even like Halo. Like, I like Halo because the multiplayer is so good on like the first few Halo games. I don't really like the campaigns on a lot of the Halo games.
Yeah.
Halo Reach is my exception on the campaigns. Like, I actually like really enjoyed the campaign on that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You know, I've semi recently anyway. In the last year, I played through the Master Chief Collection. So I played Halos 1 through 3 and ODST. I have not beaten 4 yet again, but I've actually, like, I played through and like beat the Halo 2 campaign for the first time, and it was like note what I just said. I beat the Halo 2 campaign for the first time in the Master Chief Collection. Like, I played Halo 2 a ton in college, you know, in multiplayer and like, but like, I hated the campaign.
The purpose of Halo 2 was not campaign.
Like, I hated the campaign for Halo 2. Like, I hate the Arbiter. I hate, like, everything about it. I hate the last boss. Like, no.
If Bungie would have just hit the delete button on the campaign, it still would have been as successful, because that's what Halo 2 was for.
Halo 2
multiplayer.
And Halo 2's multiplayer, I think, is like one of the absolute best.
It's pretty good.
Like,
it is really good.
You know, but anyway, that's so. This is a free review for you.
Freebie.
Free review here. Like everything else on this podcast.
That's true. Huh.
But bonus content. More bonus content.
Freebie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you haven't gotten the Master Chief Collection and you are a fan of the Halo franchise, I highly recommend it.
Oh gosh.
Even though, now again, like, it's one of those things, like, if you haven't played through Halo, you're not gonna have time to follow the story. I can't follow. Can anyone really follow? I guess there are people
at times. Comes and goes.
I have a hard time with the story, like, of Halo, like, tracking everything.
Yeah.
So, but it's a fun exercise. So yeah, that's falling asleep is hard. Sometimes, and that's the way that life goes. And I should have been playing video games when I couldn't sleep.
You had a chance.
But I was watching TV on my phone.
Yeah, that's a good thing too.
So. And yeah. So, what about you? Any fun, interesting stories from you, Ryan?
I do have a funny story that happened to me. So I've mentioned in past episodes a couple times at least, I think, that my wife and I homeschool our children, and our 7-year-old this year he goes to a homeschool co-op on Friday mornings, so he gets to be with other homeschool kids, and they have 3 classes that they have together. Well, anyway, one of his classes is a science class, and they're learning about bugs right now. So each week the teacher gives them this little one sheet of paper they're supposed to take home, and they're supposed to do a bug observation where they, like, if they see a bug, they draw a picture of it and they write what they saw. So we didn't realize that these were being assigned. So he went, not a long time, but 2 or 3 weeks with these assigned bug observations that he never did. He didn't do them. And so my wife asks him, she was like, do the other kids in your class do them? And he said, yeah, they always have theirs. And she said, well, is there anyone who doesn't do them? And he said, no, just me. And so she said, I can't remember the exact question. She's something to the effect of, well, like, what do you think about that you're the only one who doesn't turn it in? Or how does that make you feel? And serious, like, as dead serious as he could be, he looked at her and shrugged his shoulders and said, it is what it is. It's like, what? Where do you come up with this stuff?
That's awesome.
So
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, that's
I'm not turning in my assigned work, but it is what it is.
That's the approach that people should take to school, right?
it is what it is. Yeah, well, So that was actually like, my wife and I had to like walk around the corner and into the other room and like hide our faces because we were both laughing.
Right. Yeah. No.
Hilarious.
It's always hard when you're like trying not to laugh at your children when they say something that's completely inappropriate like that, where it's like, no, that's not the attitude that you should have, but the fact that you have that attitude is so funny.
Yeah. But we were also a little bit like, come on, man, you're giving us homeschoolers a bad rep. Don't do that. But it was funny.
That's funny.
It was good.
So you mentioned bugs, which actually
Yes.
launches right into
unplanned segue.
Unplanned segue.
Boom.
Perfect. So I've got a game that I discovered, and oddly enough, I actually discovered this game because of my subscription to Xbox Game Pass, which
yes,
we have promoted here previously. So I paid my $1. I got my 3 months of Xbox Game Pass that I'm kind of working through right now, and there's lots of fun things on there. And I discovered this game on there, and I just kind of was scrolling through the different games, and I saw this, and I was like, that game looks like it would be a lot of fun.
It does. It does look a lot. I know what you're going to talk about. It does look fun.
So the game is called Kill It With Fire.
Kill It With Fire.
Kill It With Fire. And so if you can imagine, you are trying to kill spiders. So it's a spider hunting game.
Aptly named game.
Very aptly named. So so this is the third or fourth horror game that I've talked about on the show, and I've said before that I don't really.
I
claim that I don't like horror games. See, but
you keep playing them.
This is like the cutest, like most innocent looking horror game that you could possibly imagine. But like, because what it is, it's like it looks like you're just in a house, and it's not like a horror game in the sense that like Phasmophobia is a horror game.
It is different in terms of horror games,
right?
Yeah.
But like the mood of the game makes it a horror game,
right?
Because like. I recommend, if you do get this game, I do recommend, or if you have Xbox Game Pass, I recommend playing it with headphones because that kind of immerses you in the experience. Yeah. But you'll hear the spiders like scratching around, and stuff like that, and it's just very creepy. And and then like when one comes out, like it's just a really funny game. Like the whole thing about it is funny. Like, and I feel like this is kind of getting off subject a little bit, but it's one of those games that I think that was made for streamers to play.
I can see that. Yeah.
Because like it's really only fun for a little bit to actually play.
Yeah.
Like it becomes very repetitive pretty quickly.
Right.
But like to watch someone else, to have like a YouTube video of someone like screaming about a spider. And there are all kinds of so it starts off and like they're just like these regular spiders that they're just black spiders and they run around, and you have a clipboard that you can hit them with. And that's the only
you would talk about the clipboard.
That is the only way that you can kill the spiders is with this clipboard. And the clipboard has a list of objectives on it.
Right.
And in order to exit the level, you have to kill so many spiders before you can exit the level.
Ah, okay.
So in the first level, you've just got your clipboard to begin with, and then there's this drawer that you can unlock after completing so many objectives. And in the drawer is a pistol.
Ah.
And so then you have a pistol that you can shoot the spiders with. Um, so it's just so ridiculous. Like, and you have this spider tracker that kind of shows you, that can kind of alert you to spiders being close by, and eventually you get like hairspray and a lighter, and you can set things on fire, and it's a lot of fun. And then so there are 10 levels, and once you complete all of the objectives on the level, you unlock the gauntlet mode, which basically you have to complete a challenge in a time for, like, you've got like 60 seconds to complete this challenge. Kill so many spiders, but like so the most fun one that I've done, it was like, just kill so many spiders in 60 seconds, and you can do it any way that you wanted. And so it was like, you basically are throwing like Molotov cocktails and like just trying to set as much stuff on fire as you possibly can in this house. But that was in that level. That was the level, I believe, that they introduced the jumping spiders.
Oh yeah, that's a good time to introduce them.
And so it's just like, you've got spiders like flying, like you flip, like you have to discover, like kind of find the spiders, and like with the jumping ones, when you find them, they jump at your screen, and it's just like, and then like this music starts playing, and like this creepy like music starts playing in your headphones, and you're just like freaking out, and you're just like, and you can't, like, you're just moving around like violently, like trying to find like where the spider went, and you feel like it's on your face, and you're like, just kind of, anyway, the game is a lot of fun. It's $15. You get 10 levels of spider hunting mayhem. I haven't played through all 10 levels. I've completed all the objectives on a couple of them. Some of them are pretty challenging to find, but it does, like, it's kind of an indie game, so there are some glitchy, some glitchy things about it. There are some, some things that are hard to. There's one level where you get a lawnmower, and it's very easy to get the lawnmower stuck, and then it's very hard to get it unstuck. But overall, like, I'm a fan of the game. Very well, well made as far as the what it's trying to do. It accomplishes its task, and making it a fun, like, streamer or YouTube game that, like, you can sit and watch. So I do recommend it, because it is fun. So
I have to say, you streamed for a little bit while you were playing, and I watched.
I did,
and it was pretty funny. I personally loved the attempts of whacking the spider with the clipboard.
Yes,
like, that was pretty good.
Well, and the clipboard is also like the weakest thing. Like, you have to hit the spider like twice to kill it with the clipboard. You eventually I found a frying pan, and that was a much more effective. And you, like, that's the other thing. Like, there are all kinds of different, like, weapons, and like you get a shotgun, and like I think in one of the, I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm pretty sure in one of the clips or one of the pictures that I saw, like, there was someone with a bazooka.
I mean, everyone knows that the most efficient way to kill a spider is with a rocket launcher.
You might as well just destroy everything if they're, and like, that's the other thing. Like, each level has like 80 spider. Like, there's like like, there are tons of spiders in these levels, and it's like, at that point, I think
a bazooka is absolutely.
I think you're there. That, like, a bazooka is appropriate with that many spiders around. So. There is one level you're in like a gas station, and like you can get out and like blow up the gas.
Just
tanks.
Nuke the whole gas station.
And like there's a propane, like you go out the back door, and there's like a propane tank there, and like you can you blow up like the back half of the building. And, just one of those like absolute just destruction and mayhem type games. That's just like stupid fun. Or can be stupid fun, but it also has that really creepy, like, element to it. So, so family friendly, yes. Price friendly, yes. Replay value, a little bit, but it can get like it
Yeah.
can definitely get a little bit tedious, like trying to complete some of the objectives. Like, but yeah,
You know what? This is just a little tidbit. When I was watching you play it, something that I thought maybe I didn't see it long enough, but I thought maybe it had potential as like a party game, or like your buddies are over, like you take turns playing it. It kind of looked like it would be good for that.
I could definitely see that for sure.
Yeah.
So
Kill It With Fire.
Kill It With Fire.
Yeah. Yes,
Buy it.
Buy it. Josh says buy it.
Buy it. $15. Or get it on. If you've got Game Pass, you've got it already.
That's true. It's on Game Pass. Yeah.
So.
Well, I did a game called Remnant from the Ashes, and I'm just gonna say right away. If you're one of those people that's like too long didn't read, or whatever that is, here's your too long didn't read. No, no, don't do it. No, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a no, but I'm being a little bit dramatic.
He's going ahead and giving you the.
I'm just, if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, the answer is
flip to the last chapter in the book, and that's what we've just done.
This Remnant from the Ashes. It's a third-person shooter. It's not really a zombie apocalypse, but it's sort of like an apocalypse game. You meet these people. There's some sort of demon-like creatures, and you're sort of trying to survive. A lot of people have died, so kind of an apocalypse-like game. But the reason I say no is this game's really difficult.
Difficult game.
Yeah, and so I actually, after I struggled with it for a while, I was sort of like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And I looked up some tips, and one article referred to it as a, quote, Souls-like game, meaning Demon Souls, those games, which are notorious for being difficult.
Gotcha.
Like that's kind of, they're known for being very, very difficult games. So, and someone referred to it as being like those. I also talked to a couple people who said that this particular game is much more enjoyable if you're playing co-op with your friends, because you can have a party of up to 4. And I could see that, because one of the areas, like, I couldn't get past the first dungeon. The very first dungeon, I probably played for, I'm going to say 3 or 4 hours total. Never got through it.
Okay, then.
And I kept dying at this one particular, I don't know if he was the boss or the, like, mini-boss before the boss, but he sort of had this shield that if he was looking at me, I couldn't shoot through. So I could see where if I was playing co-op, like,
sure,
like I could draw him out, you could move around. Yeah, so I could definitely see where it would be much more doable. So it's a difficult game. The time investment, I gather that a dungeon is about maybe 30 minutes.
Well, but if you played it for like 4 hours and didn't get past
But I never got past it.
Right,
yeah.
Like that's...
So I looked it up, and the main story is 13 hours. Completionist, according to howlongtobeat.com, a completionist run is 50 hours. So somewhere between 13 to 50 hours.
Good gracious.
So it's a wide range. But I don't know how to categorize whether it's worth the cost or not. So it's on Game Pass for free. I got it on PS Plus for free. But otherwise, I think it's about $40. But I don't know. I don't know how to tell you if it's worth the cost or not, because I can't get past the stupid first boss.
Well, if you can't, like... So here's my thing with, like, game design and stuff like that. Like, we talked about in my Christmas wish list episode, I talked about the game design video game for the Switch.
Right.
So I had someone over a little bit ago whose son had this game on his Switch, and he had designed this level, and he was like, "Here, I bet you can't beat this." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a try." And so I figured out, he'd made it a very challenging thing, but like, there's this one point where it's basically just blind luck.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, and his dad like looks over at him, he's like, "You can't you can't do that. That's not fun for people. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, well, I did it. And it's like, yeah, because you made it. Like,
you made it. Yeah.
You made it. You know kind of the lucky, like, how to get the luck a little bit better than someone else who's just kind of running in blind. So, like,
Yeah.
that's a thing with games that I feel like, and we could probably talk about this on a whole other episode. Like, there's a difference between, like, making a game challenging.
Yeah.
And then making a game just annoying.
Right.
Like, to the point where it's just like, this is just stupid. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm having fun with this. Like, if the point is for me to have fun.
And I'm by no means a good gamer. I would call myself above average. But I don't have trouble beating games or finishing games. At least not because I'm bad at it.
Right.
My trouble finishing games is the time.
Right.
I don't have time.
Right, exactly.
But I don't struggle to play video games because I'm not good at them.
Right.
So it's there could be something I'm not doing, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, so for all of you get good people out there.
Yeah, it's not one of those scenarios.
Yeah, they would say differently probably, but
I see potential in the game. I really do because just what little of the story I've seen so far, I kind of want to know what happens next. I could foresee myself doing an episode sometime in the future if I get a chance to play it more and progress through it more, or if I get to play co-op with somebody. Yeah, so along with it being difficult and a pretty lengthy game, it's not family friendly at all. It's violent. It would be scary for kids. Yeah, it's just not family friendly. So it really doesn't check any of the boxes that we sort of look for. So yeah, I will have to say no, but it has potential. I want it. It's one of those things where I want it to be good,
you
but
want
it's
it
just
to be
not.
a good game, but
Yeah.
it's just too much.
It reminds me a lot of Borderlands. If you're a more serious, darker Borderlands.
Gotcha.
So if you're familiar with that style, that's what it reminds me of. Which is why I want it to be good.
Yeah,
because
sure.
I love Borderlands. But yeah, so anyway, for those who are not the too long didn't read, they got to hear my review. But yeah, no, I just can't recommend it for the type of people that we typically are talking to, which is busy parents who don't have 50 hours to play a game that's very frustrating.
Or yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna play a game, like as a parent, like if I'm going to play a game, like I was saying, like I want it to be fun. Like I don't want to just find myself frustrated constantly.
Yeah,
with the minutia and like with trying to figure out like how do I get through this particular thing. Like I don't have time for that.
So that's something that I have matured as I aged, because there was a point in my life where if I couldn't do it and I was getting frustrated, I would just keep trying. Like, no, I'm going to do this.
Right.
But I've matured to a point where it's like, if it's frustrating, no, I'm just going to...
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I'm going to go play something that's not frustrating, and I'm going to play something fun. So,
right. The point of video games is to have fun, and if you're not having fun...
Yeah, then don't do that. Play something else.
Exactly. So, well, great. So that's Kill It With Fire and Remnant... From the ashes. So is that like a Phoenix reference? Like
Well, I wish I could tell you, but I can't get through the first stupid boss.
Very true. Very true. Remnant from the... It's just a weird title. Anyway.
It is.
So Kill It With Fire. Buy it. Remnant from the ashes. Don't frustrate yourself. If you have some cheat codes, maybe that would make it worth it. But...
Yeah. My brother plays it with a couple of his buddies, and they love it.
Okay. So maybe it's worth it more with the co-op. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you have to have co-op for it to be.
I could see that, at least for the one guy that I've been able to face and not beat.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Dead Tired Dads podcast. We appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already done so, again, I'm going to keep saying this. Like, subscribe, review. Give us 5 stars. Do those things to help us out. We'd really appreciate it. So we will catch you next time on the next episode next week of Dead Tired Dads. Boom. Bye.
Bye, everyone.